Hello and welcome back to end up with a video. If you like the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell. Today we are going to talk about three things. First, we're going to be talking about the drought relief in the southwest with the incoming threat of heavy rain and heavy snow. Second, we're going to be talking about the weekend clipper system in the northern plains and the northern Great Lakes region, as well as the lake effect snow event that gets strengthened by that. And finally, we'll talk a little bit more about next week's snowstorm and how the models have changed once again. So let's get right on into it. I am on the National Weather Service page, and we are starting to see the winter weather alerts start to come in for this western snowstorm. This includes all of these winter weather advisories. Now, in terms of the weekend clipper system, we're really not going to see much. Maybe a few winter weather advisories over here in the Minneapolis-St. Paul area, but overall, most of the winter weather alerts for that storm will actually come from lake effect snow warnings after that storm system moves through. So let's go to the NAM and dive into those first two topics. So here's the NAM model. This is a more closer range model, but it's a little bit more accurate than the other two models we're going to look at today. So the primary use for this model is that we're going to be looking at this western system and how it'll start in the southwest, bringing that heavy rain and heavy snow, as well as the clipper system in the northern plains. We'll use the other two models to talk about the long-range impacts of this western storm system. So, let's first talk about that weekend clipper system. We have this low pressure here. It comes down from Alberta and kind of conjoins with part of this low pressure down here to the south, and you get pretty decent snowfall, especially in areas of southern Minnesota and Iowa. Then that moves through into the Great Lakes region, bringing some moderate to heavy snowfall in some spots, and then eventually that moves into the northeast and kind of dies off. Now, on the back end of that, you could see a little bit more lake effect snow, mostly up here in Michigan as well as in parts of New York. But I think that should be a limited threat, but it's still going to keep the threat ongoing. And we have been seeing this lake effect snow for a very long time here, and you're starting to see 30, 40-inch amounts. So any more lake effect snow is still significant. So this west coast storm system rides down the coast and comes on shore in California. Now, in California, you can see some rain and snow showers, but I don't think that this system in particular will be bringing you your heaviest snow. The heaviest snow from this system will probably come in parts of the Rockies, and part of it will be in the southern Rockies as well, as that low pressure starts to move out into the plains. It'll cross past the southern Rockies here and bring some snowfall. But this system here on the west coast is really what we want to talk about, because some areas could see snow that usually don't get snow. Areas such as the Seattle metro area could be seeing a little bit of snow. And that rain and snow threat moves down the entirety of the coast, even having areas such as Los Angeles, San Diego, getting some significant rain, and that is where you'll see most of your rain and snow amounts for the three low pressures that we're going to be seeing across the west coast. So let's talk about this snowstorm, but we're going to go to the GFS, then the European model. So with the GFS, this is the less accurate model in terms of global models, long-range models. So take this one with a little bit more of a grain of salt, but both of them have been very inconsistent recently. But it shows this low pressure being pretty weak. Kinda, doesn't have any cold air, has some energy on the eastern side, but they just don't correlate to each other. This heavy precipitation has no cold air, so it's just rain. Now, it does have this low pressure strengthening slightly, and it moves into the northeast, bringing some light snow, and really doesn't have a large threat other than in southern Pennsylvania, northern Maryland, New Jersey, Delaware, but that's really it. Then it has a more significant storm being the southern slider in parts of Kentucky, West Virginia, and Virginia. That can bring up to a foot of snow based on how strong that low pressure is, at least how the GFS has it. And then it is setting up another storm system for the northeast, maybe just a few snow showers, and another one, again, just some snow showers. Then it has another winter storm Harold type storm where we're going to be getting this low pressure that forms in the south, moves to the north, and you get a very well developed storm system. Some blizzard conditions very likely over here. That could drop a foot of snow, but that's very far out. This is February 6th. Now, with the European model takes a different take on all those storm systems. So it has our snowstorm here, has it already strong, and it has it further north, bringing in some of that cold air. So you can see very heavy snow from Kansas, Nebraska, through Missouri, Iowa, and into Illinois. And then that threat continues. The European model and the GFS both have the heaviest snowfall would be in this back half of the storm. So the Plains and the Great Lakes region will be seeing the most snow out of this. The big wild card is the Northeast. The European model has the Mid-Atlantic, including areas such as Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, Baltimore, and New York City getting the heavier snow amounts out of the 5 cities in the Northeast. It noticeably has southern New England cut off from all the snowfall. Kind of has absolutely nothing hitting there, maybe some light snow showers. And that is in part of, it has this low pressure weakening significantly after it forms in the central part of the country, and it has everything just dying off once it gets into the Northeast. I think that die-off will be a little sudden here. You can already see that the strongest part of the system is right here. Now, it's more likely that we see a gradual decay of this storm than all of a sudden just all the moisture is gone. So I think southern New England, if you're seeing this, don't fret. I think you're still going to get a pretty significant 3 to 6 inches across most of here. I think that will fill in over the next few model runs. If it doesn't, make sure to check back here, and I'll have another update as we continue to get closer to the storm system. Now, it has the southern slider further north, bringing that low pressure into Ohio and bringing that heavy snowfall, and it kind of spreads it out across the Great Lakes and the Mid-Atlantic, even bringing it up to areas such as Philadelphia and New York, and then moving off the coast. Once again, southern New England is excluded. Then that next system, that possible blizzard that the GFS has, the European model has it as a much weaker storm, possibly bringing a lighter freezing rain threat in the Northeast instead. So many storms that we have to start talking about here as we get into late January, early February, and what their effects will be. We're definitely starting to get into a more active pattern here across the entirety of the U.S. It's going to be a fun month for snow lovers all across the country, so buckle up. But that's all I have for today. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.